be your own. If you ever feel you can't take it anymore, don't break character. You've got a lot of heart. Hey songwriters, this is Ari Koinuma, and today, by request, I am going to analyze The Killer's poignant Be Still and see what kind of songwriting master touch that this song contains, which the song is full of. And I'm so glad that my Twitter friend Nicolian, or I don't know how to pronounce his Twitter handle, but anyway, he requested me this, and I didn't know the song before, but now I really love the song. He says, you have a great taste. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of take sort of section by section how the song goes, and then sort of point out the noteworthy bits to you so that you can learn what's going on songwriting wise and perhaps apply some of the concepts to your own songwriting. So first verse, we can tell that it's really not what I call tuneful melody. I mean, it's just not that sort of a melodic of a melody, right? But actually that's a perfect start for this song, because what some more static lines like the first verse does is that it makes you focus on the words. Also, undramatic lines like that are sort of a more reminiscent of just regular speech, so it just kind of sets up the intimacy of the feeling like singer Brandon is just sitting there talking to you. It's just really sort of a nice, sort of a honest, intimate kind of conversation, and so it's a really great start of the song. So next I'm going to play the what I would call like a chorus A, or it could be called pre-chorus, but it's just so significant and so melodic with strong melody that I like to call it chorus A section. It goes something like this. Alright, the last melody didn't quite, it's not quite right rhythmically, but you get the idea. What's going on in this section is that all of a sudden, compared to the previous section, the melody starts becoming more dramatic. In fact, it's such a rich melody that this feels like chorus, right? And notice how in this section he starts asking questions, so he starts having wishful thoughts, but then those wishful thoughts are matched with melodies that are going up, and then upward moving melodies builds energy. So when a wish is sort of matched with such melody, then it just gives that wish sort of a lot of power. It just has more intensity and yearning, and you can tell that that's he really sincerely believes. So that's what his wish is, and again, this is the power of the words and music, really sort of working hand in hand to deliver a cohesive impression or experience, and it's really well done here. And it sets up the next section with A flat, which against this the underlying chord is a B flat. So if you're singing A flat in the key of B, the chord of B flat, that's the seventh, right? The seventh of the chord has this is the color that makes the chord sound like it has to resolve somewhere, and then in this case it wants to resolve to this, the E flat chord, but from B flat it goes to C minor, which is the minor relative key of the B flat, of the E flat, and that's where the chorus starts. So it's just a great setup for the next chorus. It's just really waiting for that resolution, which it delivers into a minor key, which the which is, of course, gives it a more sort of a sad intensity to it. All right, so chorus B goes something like this. So notice the opening line of there, don't break your character. It just matches with equally dramatic line. It goes from B flat, which is one of the highest notes in the song, all the way down to E flat. So it's a fifth. It's a big drop. And it's matched with another dramatic line. Don't break your character. And if you think about the concept of character breaking, I mean that is a dramatic thing, right? So. Again, it's matched with a similarly dramatic phrase, and then from there it goes. That's an open-ended question, and then, is this real or just a dream? Right? That question is backed up with high soaring melody, again giving a nice intensity. But then notice what happens next. It goes. It's just a stepwise up, right? From C, D, E flat, G, A flat. Oh no, it's C, D, E flat, F, G. It's just a C minor scale. And then do it again. So notice after all the drama preceding that, he comes down to something really sort of a predictable. And almost borderline boring like that. But then notice the words there. Rise up like the sun. Labor till the work is done. I mean, that sounds like it has a sense of strong routine, like a rigid routine almost. And that is like his solution to, the challenges of being, knocked down by the world and being rejected and stuff like that. He's saying, don't break character. Rise up like the sun and labor till the work is done. So that is a very sort of a vigilant and diligent sort of a work ethic. And he's saying, don't react dramatically and drastically. Work on rely on your work ethic and diligence to counter the world's challenges. And again, that is reflected in the melody here, how this last part is so predictable and traditional, but then he's like, that's what he really means for us to get from the song. Also notice that this section is from A minor to A flat, or not A minor, this is a C minor, A minor shape, and then A flat, and that major third down is a great sort of a heroic arrival kind of chord progression. I use that actually a little bit too often probably for my choruses, but just has this sense of heroism, and that's what this chorus progression is based on. So it just gives you that sense of, you're going up against difficulty kind of feeling. It's really beautiful. Alright, so the song next goes back to the verse, and then from verse to the chorus A. Now this second time around, the chorus A does have a bit of a twist in that it has this overchain bit that is sort of a extended, or that extends the section, and it has a sort of a weaker setup at the end for chorus B there. It's always a good idea when you come back to a section that's already visited once to have some kind of variation or something different about it, so that you're not listening to the exact same thing just with different words. So from that perspective, it really works. to have a little twist here. Now I do question the wisdom of having this be a weaker setup than the more dramatic and strong setup of the first time around. I might swap that around for more cohesive sort of a build up to the song, because you always want the song to get more intense, or have a sense of it's building up kind of thing. So it's a bit of a letdown to have a weak setup here. Now the chorus B also in this song has a twist in that it just goes through the chorus like halfway, and then actually ventures off to a different section with the whole B still bit, which is an interesting move, not to have a complete chorus here. But the B still bit in this song functions kind of like a bridge in a way, because the section that follows this, the real bridge, actually is based on the same chord progression as the chorus. So having a section that actually deviates away from that progression, but in that B still section, sort of functions like a bridge or a little bit harmonic variation there, so the whole thing is not like the same old all over the place. So interesting move, but it works here. Now let me play this bridge bit. It goes something like this. So that's how the bridge goes, but notice it doesn't really sound like a bridge. It's almost like a refrain, because he has that repeated melodic figure that goes like this. Da 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 da. And then when a melody features these repeated rhythmic figures, even if the notes change, the rhythm stays the same and is repeated. That sort of is a really sort of a strong indicator of how memorable that melody is, and it just sort of drives you that rhythm, the foundation of that melody into your head. And then so that's part of the reason why this section feels kind of like a refrain. I think it works fine as a bridge here, but as a variation to how the song is currently structured, I could see this song returning to this bridge section at the end of the song with this sort of a outro, this refrain thing that repeats over and over, and that's kind of the thing that has stays in your head as you exit the song, kind of thing. It's an interesting possibility to ponder there. But another strong melody here that could be sort of a chorus-ish. And this is, the third section that has such strong melody here. So this song is very rich in terms of its melodic content. Now, finally, after the bridge, it goes back to chorus B, and that's the conclusion of the song. And, the standard move here that's employed is, of course, that the last section of the chorus is repeated 3 times. Something I didn't mention last time I talked about this chorus B section is that those final lines where that part actually has a chord change that happens twice as often as the rest of the song. That's another reason why that section has such, it feels like a lot energizing than the rest of the song. But when you drive that 3 times in a row, it just sort of leaves you a really strong sense that that is the resolution of the song, that is the conclusion, and that's the final message that they're trying to deliver, and it really works. Now, in summary, this is a bit of a misleading or misrepresentative of a song when the song is called Be Still, but musically and lyrically I think this song is more about being still. Sure, it does say be still, but that's like the starting point. And then after you consider the situation, they actually provide you with a solution, which is that, you know, when faced with challenges of the life and being set back, what you want to come back to is with your strong routines and solid work ethic. Really, that's what they're trying to convey here. And when they do that, they do match it with a music that sort of reflects that gesture or energy. So you're not left with a desire to be still at the end of the song. In fact, what you want to do is you kind of want to sort of pick it back up and start walking in a steady pace, but you know, nevertheless, you want to start moving at your own pace. And that's sort of the message of the song and the feelings that it delivers. So to call it "Be Still" is a little bit misleading, I think. You know, like "Rise Up Like the Sun" could be perhaps a more apt title here, but that's neither here or there. That's just kind of a personal interpretation of what the heart of the song is. But what I really think is noteworthy here is that this song has three different sections that I think could be sort of a standalone chorus, just because the melody is so rich and strong. And when a song has so many sort of a chorus-like sections, you know, after listening to it, you just feel like you just had a full course meal. You just feel like you were just really well fed by this song. And that really is a happy feeling as a listener, is that they were so generous with good melodies. And you know, this song, you know, is really sparse and understated in some ways, and that really sort of makes you focus on the melody. And the melody is so rich and strong that you don't mind at all that's really sort of the strong and clear center focus of the song. And how the song and the musical gestures matches perfectly with the lyrical content, and it all sort of comes together to deliver a really, just satisfying experience. And you know, as I walked through the song and picked out all the noteworthy parts here, I just, you know, can't help but think that this is really a masterpiece. Just a great sort of a great piece that came together from bringing powerful words and powerful music that work so well together. And it's just an ideal that we can all aspire to as we try to write our own song. If we can, you know, heighten our craft to this level with each and every song, man, I mean, you are a master songwriter. Anyway, so that is my analysis of Be Still by the Killers. I hope you enjoyed this analysis and you learned a thing or two. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or go visit impactfulsongs.com. Please feel free to tweet me or leave comments or whatever. I always try to respond to people's comments and feedback. If you have other suggestions, or if you have perhaps suggestions for other songs that I should listen to and analyze for you, let me know, and I'll do my best to incorporate that into my future analysis. But you know, there are many great songs that offer us lots of rich lessons here. So I'm gonna keep going, and I hope you stay with me and keep up these conversations about how to write great songs. Thank you.